this lady's amazing, right? She was so excited to be here with y'all today that she got all dolled up and showed up for the summit yesterday. Yeah, she did. So from a great family of great Canadian shop.
Let's go.
That's right. Mel struck out on her own to do battle in one of the world's most competitive landscapes, which is Southern California. Things were very tough for her and the shop during the pandemic, and the way she has rebounded has made her one of our favorite elite mastermind members and the winner of 2023's Mastermind MVP Award, Mel Allan, everybody.
Woo! Welcome, Mel.
She's got the proof. So good to see you here. Did you stay there all night in anticipation of this event?
We got her on mute or something. Mel, we don't have a microphone for you. Let's see here. There you go.
A good thing we can read lips too, right?
That's right. I'll translate because she's speaking Canadian and she's saying, well, everything's going just swimmingly. So there you go. Dave, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got involved with Mel, and because you guys have been working together for some time now. Tell us a little bit about that relationship.
How about now?
Hey, we got you. There we go.
So
nobody wants to
hear
from
a new
Dave
webcam.
I
got a new webcam. The last one turned me yellow all the time.
The first time I actually met Mel was at her shop. I was doing a presentation for the California Autobody Association that she is also a president of, and that's the first time I met her and got to see her fabulous shop. So Mel, tell us about the realization you must have had that something needed to change in your business. You couldn't find people were leaving. And it must have been tough. Tell us about the realization that you had, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. Well, let's go back to 2020 for a minute, because everybody knows it sucked. Everybody knows it was a hard time. And for us in particular, it was a hard time because, I mean, we went from being a $500,000 a month shop going down to like 260 in the course of, and I know this happened for a lot of people, but it was a big blow, right? And then we had a couple of people, good techs, leave for either personal reasons, they have asthma, whatever it was, people were freaking out. And then because the work had dropped so dramatically, there's a couple of guys that were sort of on the bubble, maybe not great attitudes, maybe not the best techs, that I made available to industry. So that was rough. And then at the end, and I'm not gonna lie, it was tough on me too. At the end of 2020, my mother.
Well, I remember Ryan, we had her on the positivity summit, and we're like, come on, we got to get something positive out of her.
Mel was digging deep on that one.
I know, but like it was rough. Like my mom passed away. I gained weight. I stopped going to the gym because I was in here all the time trying to do everything. It was rough, man. So 21 rolls around, I've got a good core of guys, but now they start talking about they're getting poached by the MSOs. They're getting approached. They're, getting offered a lot of money. So I just thought, okay, I've never had benefits before, but I think now I've got to do it. So let's talk about the money part, the benefits. So we, thanks to the PPP program, I was able to pay my guys. I used some of that money to set up my benefits program. So, I had the money part of it squared away. So that kept my guys there. But then I also had a shop manager change. And I think that made all the difference, because now the shop manager that I'm working with now, Josh, I got to give him so much credit, because we both have very similar attitudes. We want to show up, we're cheerleaders, and we're problem solvers. And those are the people now that we will hire. A technician is going to be the best body man in the world, right? He's going to tell you that when you first get to know him. And a lot of guys do great work, but some of them have horrible attitudes. Some of them will turn up late, leave early, do half the work, that kind of thing. So Josh and I now, we're a united front on, okay, we get lots of good candidates, because now we have a group of problem solvers, a group of cheerleaders. We are positive. We look at like all the good things that are happening, because we know how bad it could have been. But we hire mainly now on attitude. Are you positive? Are you a cheerleader? Are you gonna do a little extra when we need you? And that's all we have in the shop now. And I gotta tell you, last Christmas party, we have 23 guys now in the shop. 21 of them showed up for the Christmas party with their spouses, wives, girlfriends. We had an awesome party, 40 people. The only reason the other two guys couldn't show up is, do have one guy I will never get on board. He's a good guy, but he's just not Mr. Social. And then
Why do you
I
tell
had one guy
everybody
who had
his name?
That's
No.
right.
I'm not, everybody knows. Everybody knows. Yeah, and then the other guy had a family emergency, but we had the best turnout for the Christmas party. I've also done little things like, we had brownouts last summer, or, you know, it's California, right? We had brownouts, and we had some problems with the power one afternoon. And I just thought, instead of it was going on and off and all that sort of thing, I said, you know what? We're just going to shut the shop at 4 and let's all go out and do something. And Josh loves a pool hall, and so do I. So all the guys, because they didn't have to be home till like 6. All the guys we all just went to the pool hall, shot a couple hours worth of pool, and then everyone just took off, and it was a great time. Everybody turned up. Every single person turned up. So attitude is, you know, the attitude of gratitude. Sure, it's a little cheesy, but we are definitely glass half full here, because we know what it's like to have a shop that's not doing as well. You know, when you just come to work, you do your work, you leave.
It's so competitive in Southern Cal too. And
I think this might set us apart is we also have all hands meeting first thing in the morning where everybody's there. If you guys know Outlaw, one thing he does at the end of every meeting.
Outlaw,
What?
who's that?
Outlaw?
Come on.
He started the show off. So he was here.
Yeah, so one thing that we always do at the end of every meeting is, it used to be, you know, before COVID, we'd hook arms, you know, in a big circle, and tell each other that we're showing up for each other every day. Now we do a fist bump, but we still do it every meeting. So you know, it's appreciating everybody, talking, communicating, all hands meetings, all of it. It's all good stuff.
This is interesting. There's a lot to unpack here. What are some of the biggest changes you've seen or experienced internally yourself? Like, obviously it's you're showing up for the team, you're leading this team, but tell us about some of the changes that you've gone through in this experience.
Well, one thing I've done is I'm trying to push off, you know, maybe not micromanage, maybe not do everything of everybody's as much as I used to, because in 20 and 21, I was doing it because I had people coming and going, and I was doing books, and I was doing parts, and I was doing production and all sorts of fun stuff, right? I wasn't fixing cars or spraying in the booth. That's about it. But now that I got all the right people in the right places, I've spent more time out of the shop recently, you know, get to take some long weekends. I've had my first 2-week vacation last year that I haven't taken 2 full weeks off in 4 or 5 years.
Now we can't keep her in the shop.
I can leave the shop. And I have people that I trust, and that they, you know, and they're just as excited about hitting the numbers or getting that job done for that particular customer, or, you know, whatever the challenge of the day or the week is. So I think it just took a bad place, and I hope this doesn't happen to everybody, but it took a bad place to realize how good a place we can make it here and how we can do better. I actually just installed a whole like picnic area out the front too, because I noticed the guys, you know, the lunch truck comes and they all kind of stand around and they stand and they eat. A couple of them smoke, whatever. I installed picnic tables in a picnic area, so when they hit the lunch truck, they got somewhere to sit and they can sit in the sun. So little things just to get people together and make them enjoy it.
Yeah, you know, I say it's the most competitive, one of the most competitive landscapes on the planet is Southern California, and I actually think that's a good thing. How would you recommend to other people in a competitive market to differentiate yourself? Because I think if you differentiate yourself, in a competitive market, you kind of make your competition irrelevant, don't you?
A little bit, because what comes out of the shop is that the good work that we do shows up in surveys and really great feedback and repeat customers. So we have the highest Google review score in Long Beach. We're 4.9. I think that comes from having a happy shop and having people that do great work and are proud of it. So that's the advantage is I actually had a body tech text us out of the blue this morning looking for work. I think the word gets around, it's a small industry, but then also the work shows with your customers, right? So now you've got, oh, I found you on Yelp, I found you on Google. I got told 3 shops to go to, and you guys are at the top of the list for Google. It's like, it all kind of bubbles up, right? So I'm pretty pleased about the results so far. It's just positivity and communication and showing up and having a good time.
What a transformation. Wow. Good on you, Mel.
I'm super proud of you, Mel. Everybody is. You've done
It's
an
good.
amazing
Record
job.
months. Record months are happening over here.
Again. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
I
That's what
love
we show
it.
up for.
Everybody, we got to give a big old round of applause to Mel Allan.
Woo!
That's
Thank
a lot
you,
of
Mel.
talking in 12 minutes.
There you go. It's a lot to cover. Wow.
Yeah,
Hey,
that was
guess what?
awesome.